Homework time. Number one, that expression is equivalent to what? Since that is multiplying going on, that's binomial times binomial, that's like double distribution, sometimes called foiling. So 3x times 5x is going to be 15x squared. 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. 2 times 5x is 10x. And 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. These middle two terms combine together to get 7x, and the other numbers just come along like that, and we can see that that answer is E. In fact, just for the point out, as soon as we had the 15x squared, we could eliminate a whole bunch of answers. We were down to just C and E based straight away on that. C is probably the most tempting answer. People will take the 3 times the 5 only, and the 2 times the 1 only, and that they'll, if you circled C, that's what you did. Moving on. All right, number 2. One side of a right triangle is that, feet long, and the side perpendicular to it is 2n plus 4 feet long. Which of the following expressions must represent the area? All right, so a couple things. We have a right triangle, and it's talking about area. So I like to draw a picture of my right triangle. And it's talking about one of the sides of the right triangle is 4n minus 2. So that side is 4n minus 2. And then the other side, perpendicular, remember perpendicular is 90 degrees, so they're talking about this side over here, is 2n plus 4. And it wants to know the area. Well, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. And the base on this one would be this guy right there, so that's our base. And this is our height. It really won't actually matter which one's which if you get those backwards, because we need to do this. Very similar to the first problem, we need to take 4n, I just did it backwards, but it doesn't matter. We need to multiply all that stuff together. That's the point. Order won't matter. So, here we go. We need to multiply that stuff out. Now what do we do with that 1/2? Well, we can distribute that 1/2 in, but not to everywhere, just that first part. So that would actually give us 2n, and then 1/2 times 2 is a 1. So here's where we are right now. Like I said, that's double distribution like the problem 1 we just did. 2n times 2n is 4n squared, so that's why all the answers have that. 2n times 4 back there is an 8n. And we have negative 1 times 2n. That is negative 2n. And then negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Those middle ones combine together. 8 and negative 2 make 6n, and we can see our answer over in the list of choices. Pen's not working very well, sorry. C. Moving on. Number 3, for all real numbers a and b, 3a plus 2b squared equals what? Now I'm going to go ahead and start this off this way. A lot of students will look at that 3 and they'll think squared, so they'll be like, ooh, 3 squared, that's 9. So they'll circle one of these ones with 9. And then 2 squared is 4, and they're like, oh, a squared, b squared, oh, it's totally h. Well, it's not h. In fact, that's the worst answer to choose. It's not that one. That's too simple. So here's what we're up to. This problem is really the same as the other two problems we just did. 3a plus 2b. And since it's squared, that means you're multiplying it times itself. Okay, now that's double distribution again. 3 times 3. 3 times 2. Now this is kind of weird. We're taking an a times a b. How the heck do you do that? Well, you just simply write ab. Don't overthink it. 2b times 3a, that's another 6. 2 times 3 is 6. And then ba, ab, it's the same thing. You can change the order of the letters. And then 2 times 2 is 4, and it's b squared. Again, similar to, well, actually, you can pretty much identify our answer now as k, because those inside parts make 12. Okay, so I know that's a little bit more complicated than maybe you've seen in a little while in algebra, but that's how that's done. Don't let the a and b mess you up. They're just hanging out. All right, these are going to go a little bit quicker. The expression 7a plus 7b is equivalent to which of those? Well, it might be easier just to take a look at these answers. Basically, it's f. There's not much else to say. If you foiled that, or I'm sorry, distributed that, you'd get 7a plus 7b, and so I'm kind of just using the answers to help me out there. And we're done with the problem. That's the easiest way I can say that. Number 5, which of the following is a factor? So here's your key word there. We have learned to factor, and this guy right there is a trinomial. So, in other words, what we're looking for is breaking this thing down into the double parentheses like we've done so many times before. So really, ignoring the a's for a second, because a times a is going to be a squared, and all of the answer choices have a in them, so that's not really helping. What we're looking for is what two numbers multiply to make negative 18 that add to the middle number 7. Multiply to be negative 18, such as 1 times 18, or 2 times 9, or 3 times 6. I think that's all my choices. But since it's negative 18, that means you get these versions as well. And at this point, we can see which pair we're looking for. It's this pair. We're looking to make positive 7, which is those two numbers right there. So, negative 2 and positive 9. Now here's the weird part. Just to make the problem trickier looking, and to just make sure you really know what you're doing, a minus 2, a plus 9, we don't have both of those things over here. We only have one of them correct, and that's C. So that thing right there. The a minus 9, that thing right there, is just to distract you, just in case you chose the wrong pair. Done.